Hello, YouTube. I'm back. It's been a little while because I took a little bit of a hiatus because I've been dealing with some personal things, but now I'm back to talk about some more Pokemon. In today's episode, I want to talk about, how Iris came back as a Pokemon champion in Pokemon Journeys, episode 65. And it never made any sense to me looking back. And even back then, it really didn't make any sense how she became champion because the writers, they never really explain how she did it. She just comes back and is a champion. So now it just leaves a bunch of questions like, did Alder hand her the position of champion? Did she actually earn it by going through all 8 gym leaders and beating them? Or, was already the 8th gym leader by last time, we saw her or whatever. And then she beat the Elite Four and Alder. And on top of that, she made it to the Masters 8 rank. And that's really where I started to get skeptical and many other people because to me, she really didn't deserve that victory. And the fact that, she got that far without any of us seeing it is kind of annoying, considering the fact that Iris's last accomplishments is that she was barely even able to defeat Claire or Drayden, and they beat her like really bad. So it kind of makes no sense. Then when we get to the actual battle where she fought against Ash and his Dragon types, Ash's Dracofish just obliterates freaking Dragonite like it was nothing. Like, seriously, go watch that fight. That was Dracofish's first battle ever, like, on screen. And it just one-shotted it with Ice Fang. And I get it, it's 4 times super effective, but come on, this is a Champions level Pokemon. Like, it's very similar how Paul's Weavile, who had even more experience, by the way, used Blizzard against Cynthia's Garchomp, which was 4 times super effective, and it did nothing. That's honestly how the battle should have went. But no, the writers, they were dead set in making Iris look pretty weak, and so she basically lost to Ash and his Dragon types, which is very embarrassing considering the fact that she wants to be a Dragon type master. So why have, Ash look like the more competent Dragon tamer than her? But anyways, another thing too that makes no sense about it is when you actually rewatch Best Wishes, she literally says multiple times she wants to be a Dragon master. But the thing is, it didn't say she wants to be the top trainer or whatever. It can be interpreted in different ways. It's kind of similar to Ash's Pokemon Master dream. I've always assumed is that she wanted to connect with all Dragon type Pokemon and use them to the best of their abilities. That's just my little headcanon. But that's another reason why I feel like she should have been champion. She should have just been a gym leader, honestly. That would have made far more sense to me. Because that way she could have had a fracture and we could have actually seen her, mid-battle. Let's say, for example, she's fighting against Ash's Dragonite and right before she's about to lose, it evolves into Haxorus and beats Dragonite. That would be a great fight, and that would have actually made much more sense. Plus, we could have actually seen some on-screen evolutions, for Iris, because we've never seen an on-screen evolution with her. And honestly, that was one of my biggest complaints, too, about her, too. About Iris is that we're always told that she's a prodigy, and considering the fact that she came back as a champion and her beating like 100 trainers before she was an official trainer, we've always heard about these things, but we never seen it on screen. It's a thing called show don't tell. And I think that's the biggest problem why a lot of people didn't want Iris to become a champion or even to be in the Masters 8, because it honestly didn't seem like she ever deserved that title. It seemed like she just got it handed to her on a silver platter, at least in my opinion, and a lot of other people in the community. But honestly, she should have had just been a gym leader, and her fighting against Cynthia really didn't make up for the fact that she seemed weaker than all the other champions. Like, even I think even like Professor Kukui and like Paul and Alon can probably beat her most likely. So it's very disappointing to see the Unova champion being humiliated like that. And especially because I like Alder. I think Alder was a great and underrated champion in my opinion. So seeing Iris replace him really didn't, inspire any enthusiasm out of me. And I really didn't like it. But at least if they were going to bring her back as a champion, at least show that she's a champion level, trainer or whatever. Because all we've ever seen about her is that she just loses. It's very similar to Diantha. Yeah, Diantha beat Lance, but she kind of ass-pulled the way how she won the fights. Like, she was never shown to be this intelligent and smart in her battles, and they really dumbed down Lance just to make Diantha seem really smart. But Iris and Diantha have very similar problems in the anime. They were always portrayed to be, strong or whatever by, hearsay. But every time we see them on screen, they either lose or they're, barely winning a fight. And I think that's the case with Iris especially. Iris should have never had a return as a champion. She should have just been a gym leader, and we should have seen more of her growth if she was going to be a champion. They should have did like a Pokemon Chronicles special showing Iris be a champion. But yeah, that's all I really have to say about this topic about Iris becoming champion off screen. Now, I do have another video still in the works about Pokemon Best Wishes in general, so I'm going to go more into my thoughts about Iris's character. So I'll see you when I finish making that video.